Hello friends, this is Rahul Magan here as the Chief Executive Officer of Treasury Consulting LLP, and today we would be covering our dedicated video about ISDA risk disclosure statement. I understand that majority of the people still not aware about ISDA as a forum, ISDA as an organization, ISDA as a regulator, and what are the activities which ISDA is doing for you. ISDA, International Swaps and Derivative Association, www.isda.org, is doing a wonderful role as far as my feedback is concerned. My personal feedback is that if today OTC market is surviving, it's only because of ISDA. If you visit their website, you will get to know that every second day they are into something. Sometimes they are doing this, sometimes they are doing that. In fact, they are not even untouched as far as the RegTech is concerned. RegTech stands for Regulated Technologies. Remember our video which is on SFTR, Securities Financing Transaction Regulation. More videos are coming on RegTech. If you look at ISDA, you will get to know that every second day they are doing something, and they have few documents which you need to fill before entering into the financial market. I served as a corporate treasurer for American and the Indian companies, but I would like to tell you the harsh realities of the life. The harsh realities of the life is that whenever we wanted to talk about the financial, I would say the crisis, we always pass the responsibility to the markets, but we don't know that the documents which we are signing is worthless. Majority of the corporates in India even do not know how to read the ISDA documentation, and believe me, we have more than 800-page book which is on a ISDA documentation. I am yet to read the complete book. There's a complete 800 book on the ISDA documentation, although I have done a lot of ISDAs in my life and I know each and everything about the ISDA and so on and so forth. So ISDA is a very critical document for any company. Don't treat this lightly, but if you treat this lightly, choice is yours. As simple as that. But when ISDA is concerned, ISDA is between you and an investor, and I have specifically mentioned corporates also. Between the markets and an investor, we have ISDA. So here is OTC market, here is ISDA, and here is the global investor. There are 4 different documents of ISDA which we have. One is the Master Service Agreements, which is 2002 Master Service Agreement. One is the Schedule Annexure. We technically refer this as Schedule to Annexure. One we have Risk Disclosure Statement, which we are talking about. One we have CSX Credit Support Annex. But this is very debatable. I hope you refer to our earlier videos about CSX. We have just posted a few weeks ago, wherein we have single currency, multi-currency, no collateral, and with collateral CSX. CSX is a very short term. Majority of the people tend to appreciate that, oh, CSX is Credit Support Annex. No, I tend to differ. I'm always saying that CSX is even powerful than RDS, which is Risk Disclosure Statement. And 90% of the Indian companies, even those who have ECB, External Commercial Borrowing, they have no signed CSX, even if it is uncollateralized. And then they are crying at every deal that bank is charging the CVA, which is Credit Valuation Adjustment, DVA, which is Debit Valuation Adjustment from them. I fail to understand that thing, that once you are not doing the CSX, how can you blame the bank? But nonetheless, we understand that if we don't want to do, we always need to pass the blame. These all 4 documents are required for every trades, and now we restrict ourselves to RDS only. It is required for everything like cash flow hedging, fair value hedging, net investment hedging, external commercial borrowings, interbank trades, and collateral trades. I repeat, cash flow hedging, fair value hedging, net investment hedging, external commercial borrowings, interbank trades, and collateral trades. Everywhere you need them. Of course, this will differ once you have deliverable and non-deliverable markets. We are not here talking deliverable and non-deliverable, because for both we have a lot of videos on our YouTube channel, that what is deliverable markets and what is non-deliverable markets. But for both of them, we have with these kind of documentation differ. RDS as a whole covering the following. One is settlement risk for deliverable and for non-deliverable. One is P versus P settlement. When it comes to the P versus P settlement, they will take a break here and we will move one level higher, which is CLS. The beauty of the game is the one side this country wanted to be China and another side India is not a part of CLS. What is CLS? A regulatory body which is doing clearing and settlement of 5 trillion worth derivatives per day. So a regulatory body which doing 5 trillion derivative settlement per day. If we have 360 days in a year and assuming 200 days are working, take a simple example, as 200 days are working, 1000 trillion, yani 1 tera trillion of clearing they are doing every year. 1 tera trillion. Who all are the currencies which are covered as far as the RDS and CLS is concerned? Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, Deutsche Krone, Hong Kong dollar, Japanese yen, Korean won, Mexican, New Zealand dollar, Norwegian crown, Singapore dollar, South African rand, SEK, Swiss franc, GBP, and American dollar. Of course, I think these are roughly 14-15 currencies which are covered by CLS. Example: you are a New Zealand exporter. New Zealand is a country which is known for exporting perishable goods. Milk, butter, cheese, and so many different perishable goods. In fact, for your information, if you go to Singapore airport, you will get a shop before the immigration which sells the New Zealand milk. Of course, it is little costly, but if you take this milk, this is wonderful. But that is a different part. If you are a New Zealand exporter and you are selling your exports in American dollars, while the cost currency is New Zealand dollar, you are exposed to both cash flow hedging and fair value hedging. So we simply considering an example that in that sense you are not you are only based in New Zealand. So you are exposed to cash flow hedging and fair value hedging. What is cash flow hedging? Hedging of your cash flows. What is fair value hedging? Hedging of all the assets and liabilities which are subject to revaluation. Simple. Now you are signing ISDA, and in this ISDA you are signing RDS, and suppose there is a default happens. Who will save you? Two parties. ISDA, because you signed a document which is acceptable everywhere across the globe. Second, your settlement party, CLS. But assuming you are Indian rupee, so assuming you are any company, say a software company, for a minute assume, selling software made in India, cost currency in Indian rupees, selling outside, which is say American dollars, assuming a default happened. Would CLS save you? No. Who will save you? Even not ISDA. Because 99% Indian companies have not signed RDS, risk disclosure statement, and CSX is and CSX, and neither they know about that. In that sense also both ISDA and CLS will not help you. And the beauty of the game is Reserve Bank of India, which is a central bank of this country, is not on the panel of CLS. That is wonder of wonders. So all such events which are disruption events, of course I am not here to discuss much details which disruption, because generally people take a different meaning of disruption, but as far as our foreign exchange is concerned, we have a different meaning of disruption, to be honest. We have disruption fallbacks, non-deliverable options, barrier options, one-touch option, double-touch option, no-touch option, double no-touch option, and barrier hedging. Sooner we will come up with a video about the barrier hedging. Now hope you would have understand that two forums are saving you in the OTC market, one which is here, one which is here. If you are an exporter in any of the currencies and you must be having ISDA in place, but you have not signed the CSX and especially the RDS, which is risk disclosure statement, then you are again mistaken. So choice is yours. You want it to do or you don't want it to do. But the point is very clear. if you are not signing the RDS, and in case of any settlement default, especially as far as the barrier options are concerned, one-touch options are concerned and others, then you are inviting trouble. And especially when you are not in the panel of the CLS. This was about the video. Treasury Consulting LLP is having a very strong presence in ISDA documentations. Of course, that has not been mentioned on our existing website because our existing website is scheduled to change, and we are coming up with the next website in December, which would be a fresh website wherein we would list the 26 different business domains. So that's certainly going to take some time. After our fixed income platform, we are going to launch that. But the moral of the story is, in case you have any requirement pertaining to ISDA or the ISDA consulting, you are most welcome to connect with us. We would like to thank you very much, and you know my contacts, which is, our website is www.treasuryconsulting.in. My mobile is 9899242978. My email is rahul.magan@treasuryconsulting.in. Thank you and have a wonderful time.